Never judge a wine on your first sip.
Learning about wine, getting exposure to the actual places where wine is made is our objective, because subsequently the outcome of this is that we would like to give the Ghanaians a good experience virtual, and hopefully at some point they'll get to actually come to South Africa themselves and experience the same good experience, good fun you had with the wineries, tasting wines, eating good food, visiting the vineyards, and just getting some historical background about where Wines of South Africa comes from as an industry, as well as what our vision is about going into positioning brand South Africa in the African markets.
All right. So, how do South African wines compare to wines from other renowned wine regions around the world?
South African wines is ranked number 7 in terms of volume production in the world. But in essence, I think rightfully we should be number 1 in terms of quality. Quality is by far, in comparison to many other wine producing regions, are way ahead. We've got over 360 years of wine production experience. We are considered a new world wine by measure of that. We only got to start trading properly after the advent of democracy. But historically, South Africa has been making wine for years. And having said that, it has become what one compares a very well poised and well positioned industry sector, and by far, I think, quality producing region in the world.
All right. So, the significance of Stellenbosch, Franschhoek, and Robertson, the regions, and how did they contribute to South African wine tourism?
Immensely so, by virtue of you mentioning them top of your head without even thinking of these regions. And by the way, there's many other regions that are there which are mushrooming and very well placed in terms of the quality. So yes, from a tourism perspective, the regions are popular, and I think many people that come in out of South Africa into South Africa want to go and visit these regions and explore wines that come from the regions. So it contributes immensely. I often say tourists that come to the Western Cape, beautiful place, should not necessarily just subject themselves to the city life. They should just 45 minutes away go into the winelands. Even within the actual Cape Town, there are winelands, which is the Constantia area. They too, and the Constantia area is just a stone throw away from the city. So by all means, these are regions that are contributing immensely and actually are offering an extension offer of what the Western Cape has got to offer.
Yeah, talking about an extensive one extension. Yeah, you're looking outside South Africa. But how do these wineries in South Africa contribute to the local community? And are there any social responsibility programs that tourists can also engage with?
Oh, without doubt. There is a transformation agenda within the industry, and each winery and each business in the wine sense gets to be encouraged to participate in what we call corporate social responsibility activities. And there is obviously, you may have experienced in many wineries that we go through and that we visited, there would be a program that is run individually. There's still a long way to go to obviously get the previously disadvantaged into the mainstream of this industry sector. But I think work is being done, and more can be done in the spirit of social cohesion going forward.
Okay, so what are some of the challenges and the opportunities facing South African wine industry?
Look, it's a very capital intensive sector. So to actually run a farm, it's very expensive. So that's the biggest issue, is a return on investment and the cost of actual running a wine farm. However, many of them are doing it very passionately. It's an agenda that hopefully as we go along, we will get more support from all other stakeholders, including government, of course, to ensure that there is a smooth running and a very profitable way of running the wineries. I think that is the biggest challenge. Lack of profits, but we are maintaining and positioning that in the long run there will be returns. It's for that reason that even when we go into different markets, our strategy is premiumization, with a view of heading to actually sell more value wine so that we can sustain the wine business.
During our tour, we had an experience, or we were taught that there are unique food pairings that are very popular. Among these wines. How do they enhance the overall experience?
Amazing. I think that's the culture, because obviously wine is not just wine. It comes from people who have a background, and people with background have ways in which they do things, and in an extension, sharing those experiences and giving wine pairing and with the cultural life experience, and actually enhances the value of wine. So we find that to be something that is innovative, and on an ongoing basis, these food and wine pairings and many other things relating to showcasing what is fun to have in terms of the wine, not just it being a beverage to drink, but to relate and engage on an exchange with different experiences. So we see that also being rolled out in Ghana and many other countries, where when wine goes in, locals do pair it with local dishes. Your jollof rice and many other dishes that you find in Ghana. Some people find it nice to pair it with different styles of wine. So it's an extension, and as I put it, culture, life experience, you put it into this wonderful product, wine.
All right. So what's the future outlook for South African wine tourism? And are there any upcoming trends or developments to look out for?
Oh, without doubt. It's for that reason our strategy is to go into markets and educate people about the etiquette of wine, and all the basic things about wine. Subsequently, that people who learn about wine, and I've seen that through many programs, we run educational programs. People now seek and find that it helps upskill them, and in essence, it takes them to levels of making wine a career, associating your hotel chains, your restaurants, and if you are advancing yourself to become a sommelier, you are a most sought after skilled person in the space. Automatically you become employable, automatically you can train others. So the future looks very bright from making wine to be a drink of choice.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful, thank you.